My dear, you carry silence like a sword, everyone else just makes noise. They talk, you listen to the soul beneath the words. You didn't enter the room, you altered the air. Everyone else wanted attention, you wanted understanding. You don't love like a person, you love like a prophecy. Others pretend, you feel everything like it's scripture. You're not different because you're loud, you're different because you're holy. You see people the way they prayed to be seen. Others take, you give and make them remember what being loved feels like. You don't sparkle, you burn quietly, and it haunts. They try to fit in, you were carved to stand apart. You didn't ask for attention, the universe just listened. The way you look at someone could undo their entire history. You weren't meant to blend in, you were sent to awaken. You don't speak often, but when you do, the air holds its breath. Others love for the moment, you love like you've known lifetimes. They dress to impress, you arrive and everything shifts. You're not rare, you're divine. You're not just remembered, you're never forgotten. They forget you were never trying, you just are. You didn't fall in love, you returned to someone you already knew. Your absence feels like the silence after a sacred prayer. You don't change people, you remind them who they were. You made them feel seen, and that changed everything. Your love was the earthquake their soul never recovered from. If this touched your soul, don't scroll, like, comment your favorite quote, and subscribe for more. People fear what they can't control, and you, my love, can't be contained. You're not the storm, you're the sky before it. You didn't heal them, you made them believe healing was possible. They laughed louder with you, not because it was funny, because they felt safe. You didn't belong to anyone, that's why everyone wanted you. They're addicted to you, and they call it love. You loved without needing to be needed. You were the silence they begged for in all the noise. You didn't show up perfect, you showed up real. You made pain look like art, and love look like a revelation. You didn't arrive with fireworks, you arrived like a memory they'd buried. You were the prayer they stopped saying out loud. People don't forget how you saw them when they couldn't see themselves. They remember the way you touched their soul, without touching their skin. You didn't try to be enough, you just were. Even your leaving healed something in them. You said their name like it was safe there. They tried to replace you with noise, but you were always the silence. You're not just unforgettable, you're unrepeatable. They didn't want you until they realized no one could mirror them like you did. You gave them the kind of love that rewrites lifetimes. They weren't ready for someone who saw through their defenses. You were soft where they were breaking. You didn't rescue them, you stood still while they found their own light. You didn't love loudly, but it echoed. You became the ache that taught them what depth feels like. You're the line in their story they still can't read without trembling. You weren't light in their life, you were the whole dawn. You didn't fight for them, you waited in truth, and they lost. Your presence was a permission they didn't know they were waiting for.